Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
Why we got to hear? Oh, well, that's just, well, you know, that's not realistic. Well, we're realistic to ourselves.
I don't see. No, hold up, Fee. Realistic to them is society's narrative. That's what people fail to realize. When people say, "Well, that's not realistic," that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not what you're supposed to do. They're basing it off a TV show they were watching growing up. That's not reality, fam. And that's another thing. I don't know if it's a side topic or if I'm off topic. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about this. What I've come to realize is a lot of people, not even say a lot, too many people can't generalize, Fee. Because when I be like, yo, you know, in general, you know, females be like this. Dudes be like, well, how do you know? You didn't do it every woman in the world. Or I'll be like, yo, cause you know, like, you know, there's difference between you know, a black man and a nigga, blah, blah, blah. You know, a nigga do this, a black man do. Well, how can you categorize all black people into? I'm like, yo, I've interacted with enough people to see patterns, sequences, to come to a conclusion like the average or in general, this is what happens. Like I remember telling one guy saying something like, yo, in general, black people do X, Y, Z. He was like, well, all black people ain't like that. I'm like, I never said all black people. He said, well, you said black people though. I said, yeah, in general. He said, yeah, in general. So that means all. I'm just like, the fuck? You know what I mean? That's not the only dude I met like that. So that goes back to people not being able to be intellectual, being able to take information, you know what I'm saying, review the information, dissect the information, come to their own conclusion. That's how you can generalize things. You know what I mean? That's where your game comes through too. Like I've told chicks, and I think Fee will agree with me. Like I've met chicks, and I've even said this to chicks before, where I start talking to them, I'll be like, yeah, I met you before. Oh yeah, I dealt with you before. They be like, what you mean? I'm like, nah, I dealt with you before. Because I'm not saying every chick is the same, but it's like, it's different models. You know what I'm saying? And you might meet a certain model, be like, oh, in your mind, you might be like, all right, I know I'm gonna deal with this. I already know I already know where I'm gonna steer this, and she gonna go in this direction and all that in the third. But that comes from being able to generalize. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, another word for generalization is assumptions. Like I said, you should not make an assumption into a fact until you verify. But it's okay to make an assumption. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But go ahead, Fee.
Good stuff. I see my man Grand Cam got a question, so we're gonna answer his question and one more. So after we get this one, we got one more. So make it good, y'all. My brother says, how do we help remove themselves from theory game and have them apply their game in real life situations? I know you got something for that one, bro.
Yes, sir. Fail, 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 F-A-I-L, fail. And then when you finish failing, fail again. Because if you're a male wanting to be a man, you're going to want to learn from your failures. Like I said in several of my videos, when I've taken many L's in my life, and I love taking L's. Oh, no, I don't mean losses. I mean lessons. Because all my losses are lessons. If you haven't learned from your loss, then you're doomed to lose again from that same test. So how can men get over there or get over this theory stuff? You got to actually live IRL. You have to live in real life. Like somebody mentioned earlier in this episode. Oh no, I think LDA said one of his biggest things that held him back was fear of rejection. I think he said, and that's true. A lot of males out here are scared of rejection.
I was surprised to hear that too, by the way.
You said that again?
I said I was surprised to hear him say that too, by the way.
Right. But you know, like you said, he used to be that way, and that's the thing. I don't want anybody to think that, you know, me, Afi, LDA, we never had to learn anything. Like we just came out the womb like this. Like we didn't have to go through trials and tribulations. maybe Afi and I went through it a little earlier in life than most guys, but we still have to go through some trial and tribulations to be like, oh, okay, I see how it goes now. I fell the first 2 times, but I got it now. You know what I'm saying? So learn to fail, but also learn to learn what I'm trying to say. Yeah, learn to learn from your failures. Learn to see, okay, I did it this way. Okay, what did I what did I fuck up at? It's
So,
not what I said. So well, it's not what I said. It's like, you know what? I did feel a little nervous when I said what I said. So maybe it was my nervous energy. So maybe you got to work on your energy, like not being nervous talking to a female. But basically what I'm saying is, not to make a long-winded answer, you have to go through trials and tribulations. You have to live in real life. You have to go through rejections. All right, let's talk about rejection real quick. Real quick. When I was 10, 11, 12, maybe I feared rejection. But it came a point in time, and I have to thank my circle of friends for this. We got to a point in our life, early in life, where we laughed at our rejection. Like my mans might make fun of me about a chick rejecting me, but it wasn't like, damn, I can't even remember, like, 'cause it was like 20 years ago. But we would laugh about it, and the jokes eventually turned into, cause I rode with a bunch of cocky dudes. You know what I'm saying? Let me not say that. A bunch of highly confident men, right? And we've been like that since teenage years. So we got to a point even young where we would tell ourselves like, oh, that chick wildin', man. Don't she, yo, RPC, don't she know who you are, man? Yo, she should have she should have done this to you and that to you. And my friends telling me that actually built my confidence. So in addition to failing and going through trials and tribulations, maybe you also gotta look at your circle of friends. Because nowadays you got a circle of friends, when chicks come around, they're like, oh, who Alfie? No, man, he's a this and that type of person. You don't want to date that guy. He has a million girls, man. He's a player. You got dudes hating on their friends because they trying to come up on the chick. You know what I mean? So another thing is, you may have to check your circle of friends, because if your circle of friends ain't bigging you up, let me tell you about my circle of friends. When chicks come around, when I bring, we do it to each other. When I bring a chick around, my circle of friends, guess who they put on the pedestal? No, not the chick. Me. They put me on the pedestal. My friends, older than me, bigger than me, whatever, some making more money than me. But because they see I bring a chick around, oh, and they may not even say it to her directly. They might be talking to me like, hey, yo, RPC, yo, man, so, yo, how that business going in Colombia, man? Word? So you closed the deal? You signed a contract yet? Yo, let me know when you go down. Mario, I ain't tell Shorty none of that about that stuff. Yo, RPC, so how that XY, what's the numbers looking on that? Oh, yo, so basically they talking about things I'm doing, and she's what do you call that? Ear hustling, hearing what my high value friends are telling me, and that brings me more value. So be mindful of the circle of friends you have. If you bring a chick around now, they want to start clowning and joking and putting you down, you might want to, a new circle of friends.
like I just said, who get better advice? Shout out to Grand Mail. He said, damn, I love taking L's, losses, not lessons. Fire advice. I'm glad that you learned from that, brother. and keep up with your content. I see you being consistent. I like to see that. My man says, purchasing hacker today. See, that's what we do.
Hey, yo, do that. Yo, listen. I have to emphasize it again. This ain't about dating. Hacker's not about dating. But understand, once you know female nature, you will be able to treat women accordingly. You will realize that female nature is neither good nor bad. It just is. You being mad at female nature is like being mad at a bird for chirping. I love birds.
Yep. So that the book is about female nature. Then when you get to the dating, then you can learn dating. This isn't a female nature book. This is a dating book where it tells you how to date. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is calling me on IG? The hell? And I'm gonna tell you one last thing too. Just stop giving a fuck, bro. I literally don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what people think of me, say about, because I love myself, bro. Like when I be on here gloating, it's not just because I think I look good. It's because I feel good and I am good and I'm great.
You know something that's interesting that you say that, and I was listening to what you were saying. That was my mother call. She called me every day at the same time. But it's interesting.
What the hell, RPC? Remember I told you this.
You hear me?
Yeah, bro. I've been having one for like 3 years now. Oh, good.
You know.
Go ahead, LDA.
So one of the biggest things I know I see with Kanye, with Wes,
No.
with Wes is he has undying confidence in himself. Let me say that again. What is it, Kanye West? Kanye West?
Mm-hmm.
He has undying confidence in himself. He may look crazy, might be talk that he loop-de-loop, he on a short bus, but he has undying confidence in himself and what he's doing. And I think a lot of guys miss that when it comes to the game. Especially when you was talking about the fear and rejection and all like that. You got to have undying confidence in yourself. And you talking about you come in here, you don't care about what anybody else think, and yet you think you're the best thing. It's because you have undying confidence in yourself. That translates to people being intimidated by you,
yes,
fearing you, and not liking you, because they don't have those things in their life. So they look to find out, where can I find the flaws in them? They don't realize when you have undying confidence in yourself as a man, as my uncle would say, baby, ain't nobody can stand in your way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on that note, let's say our last words. A brother got to get to work. Straight G, I see you came in. Y'all be coming in late. I go randomly. I do the fucking shit every morning. Like how y'all don't know the time yet? No disrespect. Like OSO, I see you all the time, bro. How do you not know RPC don't have a channel, bro? As many times as you seen him, you just thought he was just some nigga in here talking, just some.
Hey, yo, Fee, before I forget, man, yo, one of these days we gotta do a show on what you just said, basically. But we're gonna sum it up into living in your own world, man. Cause me and Afi, we live in our own worlds, you know what I'm saying? But we know how the world hop, you know what I'm saying? We could jump into other people's world, but for the most part, we live in our own world, fam. And we invite people into our world. Once you live in your own world, you know what I mean? Life becomes a little simpler, you know what I mean? These questions you asking about, how do I get a chick number and fear of rejection? How? You can't get rejected in your own world. I invited you into this bitch. If you don't want to stay, that's on you, but you don't know what you missed. That's another thing. These bitches don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. Because sometimes they reject you because they don't know. I told Afi, there's times I'm talking to a chick for the first time. And in my head, I'm like, the fuck this bitch say? This bitch don't know me? And I have to remind myself, yo, RPC, she don't know you. This is your first time talking to her. I'm like, all right. All right. Let me break her in slowly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, check out Hacker, True Female Nature 101. Cop the audiobook or cop the ebook or cop the paperback. I suggest you cop the paperback because I highly believe this is going to be a classic, a collector's item, because it's gonna change society, man. Anybody who's read the book knows this shit's gonna change society. Check out my YouTube channel, The Red Pill Chauvinist.
You said he was playing. I don't believe him though. I think you just backed.
All right. For those who don't know, I have a channel.
Because you would have put the crying faces in. I know you didn't put no crying faces. That was a statement. That wasn't no.
Hey, if you believe that, it is what it is. Anybody listening to the playback, check my YouTube channel out. It's the Red Pill Chauvinist. We talk about travel. You know what I mean? I only travel to the Western Hemisphere. You got to holler out about the Eastern Hemisphere. And we talk about, again, female nature. But most importantly, I talk about knowing thyself. Because to know thyself is to know your God. And once you know your God, then you'll be able to manipulate the environment around you, man, and be a grandmaster.
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.